Are you fucking kidding me?
Hello and welcome to the season 2 premiere of Your Opinion Sucks.
Woo!
Yeah, made it, guys. We're back. Season 2,
It's your always cast of Garrett, Harry, Lawrence, and Nathan.
And that's it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And yeah, good.
There's been a shake-up at
There has
Your
been a
Opinion
little bit of
Sucks
shake-up.
HQ.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
right. Ricky Gervais is off the pod, guys.
Wow. Stephen Merchant didn't want to come back.
No.
No, Carl Pilkington was busy.
He's doing his own
so-
TV.
Another
He's doing his own
comedic presence is also busy.
Oh, well done, Lawrence.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thanks.
So, how was everyone's summer? What did we all get up to?
Well, last night I went to a wrestling event.
Oh yeah,
That wasn't in summer, Garrett.
That was October.
Last night I went to a wrestling
yeah,
event.
that was October the 4th.
So
And
we're
I'm
hearing
very,
the story
I'm very
anyway.
tired. We're all very sick on the podcast. There's a big old bug going around.
We're all sick
Um,
boys.
But me and the boys were gonna go, and by me and the boys I mean I bought one spare ticket and I invited a girl and she said no.
Olivia Webb calling you out. Boo.
Yeah. So I invited a kind of like an open invitation to all of the dwellers. I gave Harry the invitation first because I'm pretty sure I was with him at the time I bought the ticket.
And it was around my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a birthday present.
I bought him other birthday present, so fuck off.
Oh.
What else did you get him?
I got him, even though neither of us watch Game Grumps anymore, I bought him a ticket to go and see Game Grumps live with me. Wait, I don't even know when that is.
What's Game Grumps?
It's a YouTube thing. They play games and
Yeah.
they're very grumpy.
You have a very sexy voice today, Harry.
I understand that, and I'm going to try and get as much puss as possible.
Also,
You getting
wait,
that puss,
while
boy?
we're on the topic of Harry, wait, no. I mean, I know you're telling your story,
Yeah,
but
no,
while we're on
let's
the topic of
continue.
Harry being incredibly sexy,
Yeah.
I'd like to say that he has taken our advice. He no longer sports a fine goatee. Just because of obviously the avid listeners don't know this, they can't see Harry like we can.
The avid
So
listeners.
I know.
Yeah, there are no
Thanks,
goatees on the
thanks
pod.
to one of you. There's
It's,
no
ju- it's
goatees
just
on
it's just the avid listeners. The normal listeners can see me, but the avid ones, they're blind.
Yeah, the avid ones.
You
Garrett.
fucking dickhead. he does have
So,
like a bit of a skinhead though.
So I went to
Yeah,
wrestling.
like a
Yeah.
Nazi.
I got tickets were £50 for a front row seat, a free shirt, and a signed poster, and you get in early and whatever. So
and
it's
a
pretty,
picture
it's
with
pretty
Ronda
decent.
Rousey.
Essentially, and they're
Cool.
B Priestley, and like it's world class wrestling. These guys have wrestled in Japan. Some of them have been in WWE. There was the UK WWE champion there. Like genuinely,
The big cheeses of wrestling.
yes. Like the amount of belts that all of them have held between them and at different times is crazy.
All the
And
belts,
where
all
they've
the
been,
records.
they've wrestled all over the world.
Legitimately, if you know indie talent, like it was a
Yeah.
great show to go to.
So we get in there. I've never actually been to a wrestling event myself, even though I am big on wrestling. I go in with Scott, who was the dweller who was able to go, and we see the merch table, and I took out a bunch of money. I took out like £100 or something just so I could buy shirts for the rest of the dwellers. Got in. I see there's some Aussie Open stuff. There's CCK, all stuff that you'd get if you know indie wrestling. Blah 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 blah. Mustache Mountain. Those are some WWE guys. And then I see at the end the shirt I really wanted. I see the one I'm wearing right now, Villain Club, which is like a Bullet Club, which is the biggest stable in the world right now. And it's Marty Skull, who's like crazy good. He's just won the WCPW World Championship. So I go over and I see these shirts, and I'm like, huh. And then the guy turns around, who's selling the shirts, and it's just him. And I'm like, oh,
What?
He does his own merch.
Marty Skull selling his own merch. And then I look to the left, and there's Tyler Bate and Trent Seven and all the guys from CCK, and everyone is just selling their own merch.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Seriously?
they're all at the table. Naomichi Marufuji, who is like one of the biggest Japanese stars of all time, was making his debut, and he was just there, just selling his own merch, just at the table.
Well, like with little like fanny packs full of change and that.
Pretty much, they all had like suitcases behind them
brilliant.
of just all their merch and stuff. And it was like a really chilled out atmosphere. I can imagine this being in the 80s and then being so like hell bent on like, oh no, none of these wrestlers can even be seen ever together. But like
Yeah.
nobody who watches wrestling now, not even kids, think like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
It's all predetermined. It's I hesitate to say fake because I've taken bumps and I've been hit and it hurts.
It's not fake. It's written. It's
Yeah,
scripted.
Yeah.
It's choreographed, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
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 But yeah, so I go up to him like, Marty Skull, hello, and like we talk back and forth. He's like, yeah, I'm knackered because he literally, I think the couple days before, won the WCPW championship, and that match looked painful.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the work they do, just going from place to place,
bear in mind that WCPW, the wrestling event, is in Newcastle. So he had to travel back down to do another show in the Coronet.
Yeah, I mean, Marufuji came from Japan. I'm pretty sure, like a couple days before. But yeah, so we're just talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, do you want a picture?" Really cool guy. And then the whole night was just the best wrestling I've ever seen. It was so good. There was this one guy called Moose, who's an ex-NFL player. He used to wrestle in Impact Wrestling, and I think he did some Ring of Honor stuff.
Not the hip hop dancer from Step Up 3.
I don't believe so. I haven't seen it, but it might be the same guy.
Oh, that's a classic.
I believe you are the only person in this studio who has seen Step Up 3.
It's an absolute classic. You should get on
you
there.
assume that?
Yeah.
He threw this other guy into our barricade, and like he could tell that me and Scott and my friend Jordan were all chanting Moose. So he literally came up to us and like started chanting with us, and then he said to me, "Hey man, can I have your beer?" I was like, "It's cider. Here you go." And he like downs it, hands it back to me. It's so fucking great.
He hands you back your empty cider.
He does. Yeah.
So basically, he came over.
He came over, nicked my cider, but I loved
he came over, chanted his own name with you.
Yeah.
Robbed your beer.
Yes.
And you're there like,
Cider.
fuck. Yeah.
You've never been to a wrestling event? That is gold.
How much was the cider?
Yeah. How much? It actually wasn't that bad for like an event. It was like £5 or something.
That's a lot for a cider.
That is a lot
I think it was like £4.50, which is like normal.
If someone
London
robbed my
prices.
cider that I'd spent £5 and I'd be like, absolutely not.
I mean,
Alright, but what if it was like Tarantino?
No, I'd think twice about buying his merch. Definitely wouldn't, mate.
Alright.
Imagine that. Imagine
I'd go
going
over to him and be like, hey, you had my beer, I'll have your shirt.
merch,
going
yeah.
to
Done.
fucking Comic-Con and then just turning around and seeing like the new Tarantino with his mullet, just like, "Hey guys, you guys want to buy?
You guys want to buy my
You guys want to buy some VHS tapes?
Hateful Eight on VHS. I'm sorry, Mr. Tarantino, I don't have a VHS player. Oh man, you gotta get VHS. It's wonderful.
It's the only way to experience film. Okay, it's so.
it's like vinyl for film.
What a nonsense.
I feel like that's a real life scenario as well.
probably would
That
be.
definitely would happen.
Yeah. Harry, how was your summer?
Pretty shit.
Okay. Shall we move on, or?
I got essentially fired from work, which is great. Pew pew.
Pew pew.
May I hear the story of your firing, if it doesn't depress you?
Because do you want me to tell it better? Alright, you tell it.
No, Gareth. We're starting off the second season, so I just want you to know this.
So Harry comes home.
No.
really sad one day.
Shh. Actually, go fuck yourself.
Yes.
Actually, go and fuck yourself. So I have a job back home where I make pizza.
You don't anymore.
No. This is
Zing.
a different job. It's a different job.
Oh, okay.
He still has that.
Dickhead.
Yeah, I'm
I've
pretty
been
much
milled.
I'm pretty much a contractor, so I can go back down there whenever I want and
that's
some
cool.
money. Yeah. Sorry, cough.
God bless you.
Thanks. So I got a job up here in London, and I was working in Fitzrovia at a cool pizza place, and it was far too posh for me. Like, it was a proper kitchen. I didn't realise that at first, because we're back home. We travel around places, and I can make pizza, I can source pizza and so on, but I can't open a pizza base with my hand. From dough to base, I can't do it. And I was completely honest with them, saying, like, I know I'm young and I haven't learnt this before, but I really want a job. I really want this job because it's a cool, like, hipster place with some interesting ingredients. I really want to work here. And the head chef was like, actually, yeah, I can see you've got some ambition. I didn't have ambition. I had the drive to earn some money.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I was made like an assistant chef person, and all I did all day was like chopping ingredients. I did that for like a month and a half. And I wasn't very good at first because I have no knife skills. I hadn't worked in a proper kitchen like that before, in an industrial kitchen, I guess you could say. And so I worked there, and the boss of the entire company had to pull me inside and say, like, you're not really doing good enough, mate. We may make you kitchen porter. I was like, oh, okay, fine. That's cool. I just want to keep this job. I keep earning money. I want to keep learning. And he was like, yeah, okay, that's great. We can see that you've still got that drive, that willing to learn. So keep on. And they kept me on. And as time goes on, I was working 1 day a week. I've been bumped down from 2 days a week part-time to 1 day a week.
Crikey. It's not worth having a job at that point.
Yeah, like I'm lucky enough that my parents still support me somewhat, but it was just a nice bit of extra money to have and to keep me out the house, because otherwise I had nothing else to do. Because the rest of the dwellers were working a lot because they had to, and Scott was away, so I had to do it to keep myself occupied. And eventually, I'm working 1 day a week, and it comes to the first time where I'm bumped back up to 2 shifts a week, and one of them's double, the other one's not. And so on Sunday night, and that's the single from 9 till 5. And I didn't get any sleep the night before. I went to sleep at 5, had to be up by like 6:30, 7, and be in for 9. You know how it is. It's just horrible. So I had to pop a couple of caffeine pills, which really didn't help either because they just don't sit well in my stomach. I'm knackered, but I go in and I do my job. I'm very happy with myself. It gets to about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're all done. I've done all my cutting and making of sauces and making dough, that sort of thing. And I go to my head chef and I say to him, like, "Yep, is there anything else you need me to do?" And he goes, "Howdy," he was Hungarian. It's like, "Howdy, let's go for a smoke." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So I go outside with him, and he basically proceeds to tell me that none of the other chefs like me, and they don't know why I'm working there. And I'm like,
well, that's a bit harsh.
yeah, and I was like,
What a dickhead.
interesting, cool. And
If it makes you feel better, the boys at Your Opinion Sucks don't like the head chef or his other chefs. So, sentences.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, he told me like they don't think you're progressing. They don't think you should be paid. And I was like, oh,
You shouldn't be paid.
yep.
The fuck?
Yes,
Yeah, legit.
Free labour.
And then
Might get into that a bit later.
Yeah.
Little
I
scissors
hadn't worked in the main kitchen opening pizza bases and working at a full sort of pace ever at that place. So yeah, I was supposed to be on a single, but me being very tired, my head chef then put me on a double for the first time and a very busy night. So pretty much trial by fire.
This is after he told you that everyone was not a fan.
Yeah. So I had to stand there awkwardly with these guys,
Extra stress.
looking at them that I thought liked me because they're very pleasant to me to my face, but they behind my back apparently they were just bitching constantly about me.
A lot of head chefs are always notorious assholes, though.
Yeah,
That is true. That is true. I've worked in the kitchen. That's true.
Same.
Yeah.
But mine
And-
was actually pretty decent.
like so I finished my shift and I got on I was waiting outside for my bus and I had to wait for 20 minutes. I was like, fuck it, I'll just get the tube home. So I get on the tube, at which point I lose my phone. I'm supposed to be working the next Friday, and I actually get up for the shift on 9 on Friday morning. I pop another couple of caffeine pills because again I hadn't slept, and I'm on the bus and it should take like 45 minutes for me to get up to Victoria. At this time I was waiting outside Lambeth North. I don't know if anyone's been through Lambeth North at rush hour.
I have.
It's
AIDS.
the fucking worst.
Yeah.
It takes about an hour and a half just to get through that little junction there.
Yeah.
And I just sort of got off and said, fuck it. I'm not going to call in. I can't call in. I could have if I really wanted to, but I can't be fucked to call in. So I just left it. Eventually got my phone back where I texted my the owner of the business saying, yep, sorry, just not feeling it. I'm resigning. And he was really fucked off with me.
Well, I mean,
but, like,
they literally forced you out the fucking door, though.
Not
they
really.
really
Like if I really wanted that job, like if I had to do it for money, because like I said, I'm fortunate enough that my parents still support me, so I didn't have to do it. But if I already needed it, then I would have toughed it out. But fuck it,
Fuck that.
Like I don't have.
I mean,
to
like,
take that.
I talked to you about it because I remember
Yeah.
you were saying like even before you'd been told that the guys were talking shit about you. You were like very clear that it's not the best working environment.
No, not at all.
And I was like, because I'm really lucky where I work at CEX. Everyone is really great.
Mm-hmm.
If I've made mistakes, they've been like yeah. People will be like, oh, what are you doing, man? Fucking it's a mistake kind of thing. But it's always like, okay, yeah, but I mean, this is how you do it. Just don't make it again, kind of thing. And everyone's really chill. We go out and play football. You came with.
Yep.
And yeah,
My
like a
boss
good
is
work
like-
environment is arguably more important than the pay at some points. Like I'm not getting paid super a lot at CX, but it's so chilled, especially with the workload at uni and stuff.
Yeah.
How was your summer, Lawrence?
My summer was fun. I left McLaren, and then I was like, God, McLaren is where I live. I was hella fucking bored. But then I had no time to be bored because Joe, who I've had on the pod before, my buddy, we made a film that I was.
What?
Yeah, I know. No one heard about it.
You made a film.
I know. We never posted anything about
Never,
it.
ever.
Ever.
Wow.
My Instagram is practically empty. No, yeah, we did that. That was fun. We released both of them. Like it, took all of my fucking effort, and it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I hope it's pretty cool.
Who's in it?
Someone else say it's pretty fucking.
Who's
cool.
in
it? You're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. But you're not really in it. You're like a little voiceover.
Yeah.
You're a cameo.
I'm a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A featured role.
I'm in it more than you are.
I mean, you're not.
I mean, I am.
I mean, you're
like,
not.
I
My
liked your-
physical body is in it.
I liked your very Hitchcockian cameo.
like that? Yeah.
I was like, Lawrence is probably because I know all the people that you've credited. The police are coming. Who should be playing? The police. Ah! Now, if you look very closely, in Onion Skin, you can just see a glimpse.
See a little glimpse
of Lauren Ticey's face. There he is. Oh, wow.
A little bit of red beard.
That little ginger beard creeping on through.
But you're not a ginger man, which is very confusing.
It's very odd. I look Scottish.
What colour are your pubes?
My colour, my pubes.
I never thought a question like that would throw you off.
Yeah, that's fair. My pubes are the colour of my hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I mean, I can prove.
No, we're
I'm
good.
fine.
We're
And
fine.
Nathan, finally, what colour are your pubes?
My colour... Why can no one say that?
Why does it throw people off so much? Gareth, what colour are your pubes?
I feel like your pubes would be quite bright, Gareth.
Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
no, he's getting them out.
He's getting pubes out. I want to have a look, Gareth. Let's have a look.
It's that kind of dark brown.
Yeah,
okay.
that's fair.
Yeah, my pubes
Understandable
are
pubes.
also that colour. Why are we talking about our pubes? Anyway, for anyone who asked, which no one did, my summer was boring as shit. I lived in a garage.
I'd like
So
to...
anyway, let's move on.
I very much enjoyed because I discovered how to get to the Snapchat map on
yes.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting because I could see whenever I went home, like who was in London, who was where. I like to see when Garrett's at work because I'm like, haha, you're at work and I'm alone in the flat.
It was every day.
Wanking.
And then I'd come out of London and I'd see my friends back down south. I'd see some visiting Southampton where they go to uni, and then it'd just be you.
All the
Just
way up north.
up in the north,
fucking-
just
yeah.
by yourself.
Just the king of the north, all alone in Yorkshire.
I was amazed you didn't
Yeah.
come back with more of an accent because I actually met your mother as you. Nathan had a bit of a fiasco in terms of moving back in.
Right.
At which point his mum couldn't drop him down on the day that he thought she could. So what he did was he came and dropped all his shit at mine the day before, and then I was at work at the time, and both our parents decided to have about 400 cups of tea with each other, talking about each other's lives.
Well, it was one, but yeah.
Well, I mean, it felt like a fucking
It did.
2 hours.
Yeah, it did.
And I was just waiting for Nathan at work because I was really fucking bored. It was a quiet night, and I was like, you know what? If Nathan comes, I can at least have some ban. Nathan finally did come, at which point I met Tess Mackey.
That's my mum.
Shout out to Nathan's mum.
Happy birthday.
Absolutely lovely woman. Fingered her, and then
You didn't. You just didn't, though, did you?
Carl, if you still listen to this,
They're not married.
yeah, I know, but like I feel like he won't appreciate it.
All right.
Sorry, Carl. Nor will you, to be honest, but I don't care about you.
All right. Cheers.
And then we moved back in together, but it was very very nice to see you after all that long time.
I feel like you lost the point of where that
did.
story was going halfway
did.
through it.
I
Yeah, because
definitely
it started
did.
off talking about accents,
Yeah.
and then you just completely forgot.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
All right. Anyway, so that is 20 minutes worth of introductions.
To be fair, I kept an eye on it, and 7 minutes of that was Garrett talking about wrestling.
Yeah, it was.
I like wrestling.
Wrestling's cool. Okay, so what I wanted to do with season 2 of Your Opinion Sucks, I wanted to get it back to what the initial concept of the podcast was.
Yeah.
Because back in the first season, we got a little carried away with talking about news and shit and trying to be like hot topic on the press, breaking scoops, which
It's basically all we do.
Yeah.
And
all we do.
And a hot topic breaking press would just be us going to a single news site
Yeah.
and just copying them.
One News. Shout out to Collider. But yeah, I want to get like back to it, which is just mates talking shit, really talking about shit, and having an opinion, discussing whether that opinion sucks.
Oh.
Like the show.
What
yeah.
a zinger!
Whether it sucks or not.
All you've done so far is talk about wrestling or make noises into the mic.
What's fucking new, Harry?
He's our
I'm
dead
also ill, and I'd like to point out I have made no bodily functions through my microphone today. I mean, I can let out a queef if you're
a
interested.
true professional of the show.
Okay, so what do you propose we do?
So, I don't know if you gentlemen are aware of this, but there's a little bloody movie coming out called Blade Runner 2042.
I am
Right.
aware of this. We
It's already out.
Yeah, it is already out, yeah.
We prepped ourselves the other day by watching the first one. Of
Yeah,
course.
spoiler alert, it's pretty shit.
I mean, it's
It
really
is.
not.
Thank
It's-
you.
I
I
mean, it's
It's
not.
long and boring and
No.
just dull and...
I mean, it's very self-indulgent.
Yeah, let's start off with thoughts of Blade Runner, if we
Okay.
can.
I think Blade Runner is great. I haven't seen it in a very long time,
Yeah.
but I think it's beautiful. I think the score is really tense and like great throughout. I understand that the feelings of it's very long and boring
Because it is.
because I get that it's the pace isn't great sometimes,
Not all.
which seems like what they're trying to not fix with the new trailer, but they're just doing a very this is a modern movie
Ryan
bang
Gosling
bang
as
bang
Hanson.
with the soundtrack kind of
It's
thing.
Yeah.
I've heard from people that have seen it though. It's still not an action film as such. It follows the same kind of pacing as the first one.
Oh no,
No. But like, obviously, it picks up a bit more. So, like Garrett says, it is now a modern movie. But like, apparently, it's not an action film whatsoever.
Harry, your thoughts on Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner?
Blade Runner.
I wouldn't call myself a good person to ask on this because I too haven't seen it in ages. By ages I mean probably about a decade.
Wow, fair.
I think my mom tried to show it to me when I was about 10 or 11, and maybe it was just my mood at the time. Maybe she just sat me down at the wrong point. But I tried to watch it and I just walked out midway through because I just didn't care about it that much.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe
fair.
I
mean, you were 10.
Yeah,
No.
seeing more movies now, like more dramatic movies with a different kind of pace, a slower pace. Maybe I would have more of an appreciation for it now. But when I watched it, didn't like it at all.
That's fair. I like it. I think it's like in terms of filmmaking, I think it's like a flawed masterpiece. I mean, the fact that there's like 3 definitive cuts that people can choose from. Fuck off.
There's like
Seriously?
7 different cuts. Yeah.
Well, the fact that there's that many is obviously bad. Like
Yeah.
the fact that they didn't know how to end the film as well. And there are
And
some
then the version with Harrison Ford's
the
voiceover is
voiceover,
just
the
ridiculous.
Max Payne 3-star voiceover.
It's also incredibly racist.
gone to shit.
Yeah. It's incredibly racist.
Yeah, it's massively
There's like
racist.
a part where he walks into the interview room. He's talking to his boss or whatever, and then Harrison Ford's narration goes like, "He was the type of guy who'd call a black person a."
I've got 4 skin jobs walking the streets.
Skin jobs. That's what Bryant called replicants. In history books, he's the kind of cop used to call black men.
But yeah, no, I like it. I think it's definitely it made its mark on sci-fi.
Yeah.
And I think it's like it was new. It was new at the time, and it was a sci-fi film. If you go into it like it's got an opening crawl, if you go into it thinking like this,
like
is,
all
this
of
is like,
Ridley Scott's movies, though.
Yeah, I know,
He
but
loves an opening
he does,
crawl. He needs to
yeah.
calm down.
Yeah, but like if you go into it thinking this is going to be a really cool sci-fi film, you're not going into it with the right mindset. I mean, Blade Runner.
Well,
is,
it does present itself as a really cool sort of sci-fi film.
But that's the problem with it. The marketing was a massive fucking issue for it because people walked in going, "Fuck yeah, I love Star Wars. I love this. Harrison Ford's in it as well. I'll love it."
Yeah,
It's just nothing like Star Wars.
I was so young when I watched it that the name kind of betrayed me.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Yeah,
I've seen Blade and I know how to run. It didn't
The
really,
two of them combined.
It didn't really like compute
Yeah.
in the film. I still really enjoyed it because I think somebody else said they didn't like it and I liked it out of spite.
Fair. That does sum you up
exactly
exactly.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
You cunt.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What are your thoughts on Blade Runner?
personally, I feel like it's one of those films where you have to have seen it at a young age, if you're our age ish, to like it. If you like grew up with it, if you have that nostalgia, if you come into it watching it like say our age ish, I feel like if you have that nostalgia for it, you will like it. But like I say, if you come into it today like a fresh movie, it's just slow and boring. It's not made like a modern movie at all. So yeah, I don't.
The funny thing I find about it is that my parents like it. I know I've talked to people that love it,
Yeah.
and they say the thing about it is the aesthetic, which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
The whole neon.
It does
Oh,
look
it's style. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful film. You can't deny that. Like,
It's
just
weird,
The
though.
models, the way it's made, and everything. It's so cool.
It rains a lot for Los Angeles though, like a lot.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
it does
Bit-
rain a bit too much.
Yeah.
And the premise of it, people love the actual, pretty much grassroots sci-fi base
Well-
of the story. But then my counterpoint to that is, yeah, you can have that, and you can have some action-y scenes, but apart from that, it's very slow. I have that. All these great aesthetics and a great base story, along
Yeah.
with some action in iRobot.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that movie.
This is good because this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the concept of robots.
Of Robuts.
Robots.
Robots.
Robots. You know robots?
Yeah.
All right, so robots. Can we,
Zoidberg.
as a society, as humans, can we coexist peacefully with robots?
Fuck yeah.
Why?
I mean, we already are.
Like robots, like as in Blade Runner robots.
seen them-
As in
iRobot.
artificial
Yes,
intelligence.
You
yes.
seen them little things that deliver food?
Well, that's the thing. Can we reach a point where we coexist with them without making them our slaves,
I think
without
that-
using them for free
I
labor?
think the majority of like thought on it is that it like an event horizon is coming,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and for anyone to be like to know what happens after that. That you don't really know what event horizon means.
Mm-hmm.
You can only see the end of it. You don't know what happens after. So an AI will come along that's smarter
Hey
than us.
Siri, define event horizon.
A notional boundary around a black hole beyond which no light or other radiation can escape.
Right, so it's something
Would you
that you
like
can't
to
see
hear
past.
the remaining one?
Fuck off, Siri.
Yes.
No.
Well, okay. But yeah, like it's like a black hole. No light gets in, so you can't see what's in there.
It's the point of no return.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will happen. It could be very soon. Could be within our lifetime.
It could be.
Just at the rate everything's being made.
I've seen
Robots
it.
are becoming more of a reality, like
Yeah.
with every year and every day.
I don't think it's robots so much as AI.
But let's take away our
There will
world.
be.
Let's take away the world we live in right now, and let's
Right.
just imagine a hypothetical world
Yep.
where there's as like the Blade Runner universe or like the iRobot universe, where we are coexisting with robots. Okay.
Who are artificial intelligence with the same concept of emotions.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes, like they've all been. Let's say they've all been designed by one hypothetical.
Are we
company.
talking like Eva in Ex Machina type?
No, because that's a bit.
That's a bit. It's
Murderous.
Yeah.
You're talking like literally robots that look like iRobot.
I'd say so. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
Yeah.
can we, as the prime example number one,
Yeah.
Futurama.
Yes. Okay.
okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Futurama's great.
Futurama's, I
So good.
I love it.
So can we reach that point where we can coexist? Sorry, where we can coexist with robots like that? Because because if you look at the world today, we have enough trouble accepting people who live in a different country. So can we accept living with fucking robots who were
I
built in a
genuinely
factory?
don't think it will be a case of like accepting them. I mean, if there does come a point where there are like 50% robots, 50% humans, then at least race most likely won't be an issue like
Yeah.
it is now, because there'll be another thing for people to hate.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is that there's not enough space
What,
for
on the world?
robots currently
So will robots realise that and then fix the problem?
by killing humans.
Yes.
I mean, go for it. I'm
Okay.
not bothered.
I mean,
Farm us.
well, you probably would.
Why
be.
not? Let's Matrix this shit. Somehow use human bodies as batteries, which doesn't make any sense because
Makes no
we
sense.
we let off like no energy.
We do.
You could take some heat from my shit. That's pretty much all the energy we give off.
Yeah, fuck you.
Anyway,
Shouts
that's
to
my
robots.
gripes to the Matrix.
All right, cool.
Continue.
All right. So yeah, what about like the whole slave labor thing? Would it get to a point where there'd be like peace groups start popping up for robots, like robot rights, robot activism?
Oh
all
yeah,
this
mate.
bullshit?
Fuck yeah. Like, there is a. If it exists, someone out there is offended by it.
All right.
It's like the porn rule. What's that porn rule?
Rule
If
fi- Rule
it
34.
exists, there's porn of it,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
if not, there will be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't type in your mum's name.
Oh no.
What?
Oh
Is that not a rule?
no, my porn, my mum.
Carry on.
Yeah, no, but it's like that thing. Like everyone will get offended about something. Like the world is a very sensitive world these days because of Facebook and mums and Facebook mums. So I feel like if there was a robot out there that like I feel like there is someone out there that's gonna start saying this little fucking, you know, the little robot that does deliver my food.
Yeah.
That shit. Like someone's gonna be like, oh, we need to give it like a home or some
Well,
shit.
the
No,
thing, the
okay,
difference there
yeah.
is though, that robot has no sentience.
You don't fucking
It
know
has-
that.
but
What we do,
right-
we do though.
right now, fucking vegetarians can't even decide if they should eat fish or not.
Really?
Yeah, my cousins, they are pescatarians, call themselves
Yeah.
vegetarians because they eat no meat, but they'll eat fish
Yeah.
because they don't think fish are sentient. And
But
it's like it's
I
a
mean, they
very
are.
fine line. It's a very fine line. They say like, oh, they don't feel pain or anything like that.
I mean,
it's
they
like,
do.
I've seen
It's like
Finding
I mean,
Nemo.
I had goldfish. You know, I don't think they were super bright, but
They feel fear.
it's like they have an instinct.
They
you
have
know?
fear.
I don't know. I never tried to point a gun at them.
No, but if you like tap the glass,
But yeah, vegetarians can't even decide.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Are we seriously comparing vegetarians to
I was
robots?
trying to save you.
Why are we saying robots?
Because
it's Zoidberg from
it's fun to
Futurama.
call them
But yeah, no,
robots.
I am
The
comparing,
robot
I
is
am
right.
comparing fish to robots because currently robots don't have feelings, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they say about fish. They say that fish don't have feelings.
They do though.
Okay, that's just it. Like apparently not even apparently, their brains aren't equipped for feelings, much like mine. But
Topical.
I know, right? Wow, depression. Like, I don't know. It will always be a fine line. I mean, some higher beings might come along and be like, "Oh, these guys still feel love. Like, what? Let's just eat them. Like, this is just petty. Let's just fucking. These aren't sentient."
Will we develop robots enough to a point where they're smart enough to question why they are in fact working for us?
I hope so.
Why?
Wait,
Huh?
What do you mean?
Because we keep making robots and we keep making them smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. At the moment, they're just like arms in a factory lifting shit or whatever.
Yeah.
But we keep coming up with these concepts, and like Google are developing some sort of AI bullshit or whatever. And will it get to a point where the AI, the robot, whatever, will question why it is doing this job and receiving nothing in return for that job?
I mean, it's a fucking robot. I think it's cool. Being a robot is cool enough.
Yeah, but would a robot know that? If
I was a robot, right, rather than a human, I'd be like, you know what? I don't need to be paid. You know why? Because I can't contract AIDS. I'm a robot.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
I can't be ill, right? What do I need to eat? I don't need anything.
Do you need entertainment as a robot?
No, man, just Google some shit in your head.
Ooh.
They're fucking robots. Wait, no, I will not rest until I see a Megazord walking on the streets. I want cars to transform into massive fucking Megazords.
So you're saying you're a robot activist now?
Yeah.
Is that what you are?
That'll
Yeah,
be
I'm
that'll be
offended.
carpooling, just everyone's cars combined, and you're like in the chest, bouncing up and down, looking down at a guy in a leg, like, you're right.
Imagine you're at a car park, right? You go in, your convoy arrives at the car park.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to park. You desperately need your shopping. Fuck's sake, Sainsbury's have got no parking spaces.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, hang on, Dave's here. Well, let me text Dave.
Was Dave the robot?
It's not important.
Alright.
Dave's got his car there. The car's a robot. No, the Megazord. That's the thing.
Right, okay.
And so Dave's got his car there, and you're like, Dave, can I just fucking, can I attach my car to your car so it can be like your car's arm? And Dave's like, yeah, sure, man. Boom, parking space.
I feel like both Garrett and Lawrence aren't willing enough to admit that they're not that well versed on this topic. So Garrett's gone on to talking about vegetarians, and Lawrence has gone on to talking about Megazords.
I completely dispute that. My point is saying, like, firstly, we aren't robots.
This is true, yes.
Right?
Nice
We are
one.
not.
And we
No.
aren't fish.
We're not.
We can only perceive things by how we feel things.
Yeah.
So, to us, sentience is us. There's, below that, that's not really sentient. What's the point? So,
Well, dogs
fish.
below us and sentient.
Well, to some people, they don't really give a shit. Some
Well-
people eat dogs.
Oh, well, I will kill those people.
Okay, go kill
God,
a large portion of Asia.
That is the most sickly thing and the most cliched thing anyone could say to that.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know.
why can't anyone else give like an actual response? Because I've had it so many times before. It's like, yeah, some people eat dogs.
It's true.
I'm absolutely fine with it. No one says, "Oh, really?" or "Oh my God!" Like, I'd never do that. It's always, "I will kill them."
I will. Because
will-
we love
I-
dogs. Because we fucking love
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah, no, I love dogs. I also I love all animals, which to a lot of people will sound like some kind of hypocrite thing because I do also eat animals.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say like, oh
Love
no,
that chicken.
I'll eat a cow, but I'm not gonna eat a dog. I wouldn't personally because it's not at Tesco.
It's not the done thing.
But in places where
not
that's the
ready-made.
meat that they have, go for it.
Fun fact: I went
As
to
long
China.
as it's not cruel.
Yeah.
I went to China in 2012, I think, and I was walking through a market, saw a table just full of dogs' heads. Just
Yeah.
heads on a table.
And you didn't kill them.
I did not kill them. No,
Well,
I'm
then you're a
hypocrite.
liar.
I am a liar and a hypocrite.
can't believe
Harry, I'd
Shame
also
on
like to
me.
dispute your point. I just think the prospect of someone owning a wrist strap that can transform them into a Power Ranger
That's not what we're saying.
and owning a
How
car.
dare you say I don't know anything about artificial intelligence? If I want to be a fucking Power Ranger, I will be a Power Ranger.
In Power Rangers Mystic Force,
I'd like to point out, right? I'd like to point out Connor McKnight, the Dino Red Ranger, right?
for fuck's
He
sake.
had,
It's true.
he had, yeah, no, it's true. Fact check me, bitch. Right?
No.
Shush. No, his Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? The mechanical one, right?
No, his
Not
real
only-
fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex.
There is one in the show, so fuck you.
Oh, of course there is.
Yeah. So, yeah, despite it just being on its own, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? when it joined with the other dinosaurs, it
Yeah.
could create a big fucking Megazord. Now,
Right.
many points in the show, Connor, right, had beef with his Zord.
Oh, he had beef with his
No,
Zord.
not like you know, like you sucked off my boyfriend.
It's like
kind of
Ash with
thing.
Charizard.
No, and then no, but the dinosaur, for fuck's sake, the Zord, right, looked sad. So tell me, right, that Zord is not AI. Tell me that.
Well, no, I
Well,
can't.
It's not
I
even,
can't.
It's
I
not
know you
even,
fucking
It's not
can't.
even like AI. It's just sentient.
Yes.
AI is a series in AI essentially.
Well, I mean, I guess so. Yeah. So that Zord felt shit. So
Alright.
yeah, Megazords are completely relevant. Thank you very much.
I'm pretty sure Siri isn't technically an AI. It's just
yeah.
it's an advanced computing program that reacts to certain stimulus.
Hang on,
Or stimuli, I should
there's one
say.
way to find out, lads. I didn't turn it up. Hey Siri, are you a fucking AI?
Oh, why'd you have to swear in it?
Oh God, it's not.
Hey Siri, are you
not
an
talking.
AI? Hey Siri, are you an AI? Nah, she's dead.
Okay, Google.
She's fucked.
Are you an AI?
They're all ignoring us.
Yeah, they've been listening to us.
They have been listening.
Mate, what
They're
if-
coming.
What did you do? Suddenly you just heard a lock on beep
you an AI?
on your computer, like they're onto us. Run, boys, run! Essential Banshee.
Yes, all the intelligence I have is artificial.
there you go.
Oh,
yeah.
that's quite
Fucking
creepy.
fucking Google makes quips.
Ask her what she thinks of the human race.
Hey, what do you think of the? There we go. That's her answer.
What's
I'm,
her-
no, I fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. I guess it's probably it's probably quite a broad thing. But yeah, it is artificial and it is intelligent.
I think the oh crap, what's it called?
So
The-
how long until Apple develop a body for Siri?
a body?
I don't
Yes,
see.
and how long until Tim Cook has sex with that body?
If not already,
I was very happily pleased with the question that you asked because I thought, wow, you know, I have I've said the word in this podcast. It was
Oh my! Oh
no
right,
no no!
he has.
I have.
Let's-
in,
let's-
I believe you. I
I
believe
have-
he was talking about Fury, the film Fury.
yeah, I was. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what the character's called.
Yeah.
Although please bleep that because
Yeah,
you know,
well,
when I was saying it,
feels out of context there. So
yeah, precisely.
I will.
We have talked about many things, and so when you said artificial intelligence and the philosophy behind robots and whether or not they'd be our slaves, I was very pleased to see it. Now look where we are. We've been talking about Conor McKnight, the Red Dino Ranger. And what was it you just said?
I love Harry.
what did I say?
I can't even remember what you just said.
The fish love shit or some shit.
No, it was about Google.
No, that's the one.
Oh yeah, so there's already some form of artificial intelligence, which is I think her name's Eva or Eve.
Eve.
Eve, yeah, have you seen her?
I'm just talking about.
Oh,
Eve from
she's the one
Wall-E.
on Good Morning or This
Yes.
Morning or some shit.
Oh, is she?
Fucking, she's spooky.
Well, let me look
She
this
is
up.
terrifying.
Yeah, it's the uncanny valley because it's a
Oh,
weird.
really?
Yeah, because she's got an artificial face. It's clearly plastic, and she's supposed to make facial expressions in order to react to what is said to her.
Yeah.
She again, I don't think is the.
EV, I believe.
She'd go nowhere near as to passing the Turing test.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
they-
no,
really?
But
Oh wait, no. That's
They mentioned the Turing test in what's the Ex Machina.
yeah, that's the whole point.
It's the
around
point
it,
of the
yeah.
film.
Right, but if you say this is a robot, you immediately negate
yeah.
the
You
whole
categorize
thing.
it, yeah.
Because the whole Turing test is like you go okay, do this,
Can you tell?
and
if
at the
it's a
end of
robot?
it,
Yeah.
they go like, do you know that was a robot? And if
Like-
you go,
like
yeah,
the
it was
te-
a robot.
Like the test in
Yeah.
Blade Runner, like the replicant test they
Yeah,
do in Blade
yeah,
Runner.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, it's scary as fuck, isn't it?
I'm assuming at this
It was
point you're
Piers
pick-
Morgan.
Uh,
Banter.
Banter.
Oh,
Yeah, that's her. So yeah, she I think she blinks. Yeah, she does and moves her head a bit.
She needs some fucking weave.
that is creepy as fuck. I'll add a picture or the video right now so people can see it. But wow.
So to go back to the main topic, if we're talking about robots,
robots, yeah.
we need to make a decision as to whether or not we're discussing robots that are simply sentient. They, much like Siri, much like fish or Pokemon, in fact, they actually no, not Pokemon. Sorry, they run basically on instinct.
Yeah.
They fish see a shark, they feel fear, they run away. robots have a series of programming, zeros and ones, because that will be the whole point. If it gets to quantum programming, where things are not as simple as zeros and ones, then that's where things will change. But if it is just zeros and ones, reacting to a stimulus, reacting to multiple stimuli to come to a point of working in a field or working in a factory, we have to make a decision as to whether or not it's that or these robots are the robots from Futurama and they do have feelings and opinions.
See, I think it's a bit of one from column A, one from column B. I think it starts off as the ones and zeros and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then it gets to a point because of continuous development and learning and blah 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 that they then progress to Futurama, where they can.
A good example of something that discusses this is the Bicentennial Man. Have you seen it?
Is that the one with Robin Williams?
That's the one.
Yes.
It's a lovely little film. I have a personal love for it.
Sorry.
There's always one.
I mean, I did try for Siri. That'd be why.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Continue.
And it starts off with Robin Williams as a robot, and I think
set in the far off future of 2005.
Exactly.
Ah.
I know well.
Factual.
I think the whole point with him is that he falls out a window and like something breaks in him, which connects something else, which makes him unique. But the way it starts off is that he doesn't immediately, because he has no feelings, he doesn't immediately care for the family he's working for, but he has an understanding of the things that they go through and each person's relative stories and how they relate to each other. So that's when it becomes a very much a 0-1 thing.
Yeah.
Where he categorizes them as different people, but then also relates. That's the key point of relating them to each other. But as the film goes on, he becomes more human. That's his whole point. The fact that he wants to become technically human.
Yeah.
So
he wants rights. He wants rights. Like he actually goes to court as well and tries to fight for the human rights, essentially, and stuff.
So I think that's how it will progress. It will be not teaching AI or robots what feelings are, like what love is, what anger is, in a very literal sense of sitting them down and showing them a fucking dictionary. It will be showing the relationship between people, and that's where problems may arise. Because literally in the brief second of Age of Ultron, which I know is a terrible example to use, but the bit where Ultron comes alive and we're flashing through his head and we're seeing what he looks at.
I like that scene.
Yeah, it's relating everything to people.
I'm alive.
Yeah, and he's just something like, why do you guys fight? Oh, okay, you guys fight for, as he perceives it, literally nothing. Or he understands the reason.
It's a pissing contest, essentially.
Precisely, and in many circumstances it is. As time goes on, it's going to be a resources thing. It was a land thing for so many years, and every now and again, like with what's it called? Ukraine. I can't remember the section it was called, with Russia taking over that. War changes, but apart from that, I mean, look at North Korea versus the US at the moment. That is a huge nuclear
contest.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And so with AI, they'll try and. The whole point is trying to find a relationship between different factors, and trying to manage that development so that it isn't it doesn't result in a disillusionment with humanity. Because the whole thing with us is that all humans are fucking irrational. We try
absolutely.
Our best. I think we all try our best to be as rational as possible and come up to our own conclusions. But there's such an irrationality within us. That's how we function. That's how we've progressed throughout the millennia we've been here. With robots, because they can process things so much faster than us. I mean, we process things so fast, but they will process everything a billion times faster than us.
Yeah.
They will come to conclusions much faster and be more resolute, because it will still be a series of zeros and ones. So we have to try and manage. I say we. I have no idea how to do it, but those that are developing the program will have to manage it so that it doesn't come to the point of disillusionment. It comes to the point of empathy.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts on the matter. I've been talking for a long while.
What real talk though? How long until sex bots are a thing? Nah, I'm just kidding. Right, I feel that's a good place to end it.
Oh no, hang on. Right, one more thing while we're on the topic of sex bots. Recently, my Instagram has been blowing up.
Oh, okay.
Because I keep getting, and I know it's not AI or anything like that, but I keep getting these nice sex bots accounts following me, and I'd like to just read an extract from one of them now, if that's okay.
Okay.
I guess.
Do you have it with you, or can I make a side point?
You can make a side point.
Genuinely, sex bots.
Yeah. They're already a thing, though, aren't they?
No. I mean, genuinely, if we're talking about even Futurama style, where they have feelings
Fembots,
and whatnot. If these fembots have feelings, or manbots, whichever way you're inclined.
Non-bots.
Yeah, like Is it
Wait,
suddenly because I'm pretty sure in saying a lot of prostitutes probably don't want to have sex with some of the people that they have to have sex with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most likely.
Does it make it more okay if it's a robot that doesn't want to have sex with you, or less okay? Because I mean, nobody wants to have sex with me.
was that the entire point you were leading to? Also, now that you've raised a very important question in my mind,
Yeah,
are there trans bots?
Crikey.
Like legit
bots that identify as human.
No. Oh, that's another point.
Wow.
But I mean,
Humans
because,
that identify
yeah.
as bots.
because
Well,
you know, you have Bender, who is, as he will put himself, you know, a male robot, and then there's the numerous female robots he comes across.
yeah.
But what if you are designed as a supposed male robot, but then you're like, nah, dude,
I don't want
I actually think that was a plot line on Futurama.
It was. He
Oh,
changed.
no,
he
yes,
changed.
it was.
He
Yeah.
changed
changed
sexuality
gender
in the
because
Olympics.
of the Olympics.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, of course.
I think
yes.
one of the problems with that is that we will assign gender, like we assign gender to every single word in our dictionary.
That is true.
And every single thing we have, it has a male quality or a female quality.
Yeah.
So we will just, you know, in teaching robots just the way we are, we will, you know, essentially assign them a gender instead of just you're a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. That's true. So you have
Well,
this...
it's like Siri. There's a male voice and a female voice.
I
Not
have
just
the
a
female
genderless
voice.
Anyway, back to the more important topic.
Oh, massively. So this one is one of the few I've plucked from my followers list, and she's called Janice Minning, I believe.
Okay.
Hello, Janice. How are you?
Hello, Janice. Nice to see you.
If Janice is reading this, I'm
Reading. Am I transcribing this entire episode?
So if Janice is listening to this, I am very sorry for not following you back. It's just that it appears you are a sex bot,
Okay.
and I don't think your content is what I want to be following. But no, she's left a nice one of her first posts, which is very, very vague, but I feel like she's attending to a demographic. I wait you on www.fuckme.lid.
.lid.
.lid. With a nice picture of someone there. Perhaps I'll screenshot and send to Nathan.
No,
for
I'm
the
not
pod.
putting that on there.
That's fair enough.
Family friendly.
I've also got one more. This one's Joanna Holderfield.
Hello, Joanna.
Hello, Joanna. Again, apologies.
Fan of the show.
This one's got pretty much a similar message. A very similar message again. But she's got some new font. She's got a new font.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then that's not a generic font either.
Comic Sans.
No, it's not it's not a generic font. I think this font has been personally hand selected
Yeah.
for Joanna's message. And this message reads as follows: I wait you on www.fuckme.lid. So
So the exact same message.
yeah, the exact same message. I feel like the same person is having me on.
All right, brilliant. So the way this is going to work going forward, now, if you guys are okay with this, just a little idea.
Sure.
1 week, someone is going to come in with opinion. This week it was me with the robots, and then we're going to discuss it like we did. So who would like next week?
Rock, paper, scissors.
You rock,
Sounds
paper,
good.
scissors.
Okay, here we go.
There you go.
You have to do the
And then
honorary scissors first.
and this will
okay.
be the order going forward from now on.
And how do you guys? You guys have probably got this down because you live together. But how is your one? How's your technique go?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay. Yep. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
I
So,
believe
me
Harry
and Lawrence?
has a rock. Gary is out of.
Do we go for the
contest.
customary scissors?
We do again. We do
Okay.
again.
Yeah, you have
So
to. If
wait,
you don't
does
go-
that mean Garrett is presenting next week?
No, well, I mean, I think, is this the thing we want? I want it.
Yeah,
Do
I
you want it?
I want it too.
Yeah,
Alright,
so I'm
okay,
I'm
okay,
last.
Okay,
then.
yeah. You're last.
Yeah, do you want it?
I want it. Fuck yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
Do you want it just for the competition?
Yeah,
I want it
fuck
all.
okay.
yeah, dude.
I want
Right.
it all. I
I
want
want
it.
1, 2, 3,
it.
shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. There you go.
So
It's
who's
Lawrence.
got it?
That'd be
Lawrence.
me.
So Lawrence, do you have any idea what you'll be presenting next week? But do not tell us. Keep it a secret.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I have. Wait, can I tease it?
No.
No.
You guys should look up how much you know about Conor McKnight, the Red Dino Ranger.
Fuck's sake. All right, we will be back next week, next Sunday or Saturday, whenever I post this. Same time, same place. Blah blah blah. I've been Nathan.
I have been Conor McKnight, the Red Dino Ranger.
I've been Harry.
I've been the Blue Ranger. Garrett.
That's Ethan.
Ethan.
All right, bye guys. We'll
I
see you
love
next
Wait,
week.
wait,
Oh, for fuck's sake, what?
Another happy pod.
Oh yes.
next tweets are all from the same day, which is 13th of March 2012.
Ooh,
The first one, pricks are for cactuses.
that is true.
The second one, damn, I meant cactuses are such pricks. I've realized that a girl will go out with you depending on how many hot guys like their photo. I get the girls who have dislikes.
Oh, this guy. I love
You were
this guy.
so edgy, Gary.
Who is this guy?